You've been lied to about wild animals your entire life. We're told they're dangerous, untamable, and driven purely by instinct. But what if that's not the full story? What if, in the heart of the wilderness, where no Wi-Fi or fences exist, something deeper waits, something ancient, intelligent, even compassionate? Ranger Cole Jackson thought he understood nature until the day he woke up, broken and bleeding, surrounded by grizzly bears that didn't strike, but stayed. This isn't just another feel-good rescue tale, or one of those viral animal videos you scroll past on lunch break. This story rewrites the rules. Because when cold fur brushes against warm skin, and no one's watching but the trees, something happens that no textbook can explain. And what happened next? It left scientists speechless, spiritual leaders wide-eyed, and one man permanently changed. If you think you know what animal stories really mean, think again. Nobody heads out on a routine patrol thinking they'll end up unconscious in grizzly country, but that's exactly what happened to Ranger Cole Jackson. One slip on hidden ice, one wrong step, and he was out cold. Not for minutes, for hours. And as the cold night dragged on, his body lay still on the forest floor, completely exposed. Or so it seemed. Because what happened next defied every rule in the book of animal stories. When the rescue team finally located Cole the next morning, they didn't just find a man in trouble. They found something that would make even the most seasoned ranger question everything they thought they knew about rescue animals. Surrounding Cole was a silent circle of grizzly bears led by a dominant older one. But here's the kicker. The bears weren't aggressive. They weren't even curious. They were calm. Almost protective. Like nature had chosen to stand guard. Imagine that flat on your back, injured, unconscious, and surrounded by creatures who, by instinct, should have seen you as prey. But instead, they stayed, unmoving, watching, as if they understood something we don't. This wasn't just one of those feel-good overcoming stories about humans saving animals. This was flipped. This was something deeper. And if you've ever doubted the wild's ability to surprise you, well, just wait until you see what was caught on camera. The team that found Cole wasn't prepared for what they saw, and even less for what the trail cams revealed later. At first, no one could explain why the grizzlies hadn't attacked, but the footage told a story that felt more myth than real. One frame showed the old bear lying beside Cole, its massive body still, as if guarding him. No growls, no pacing, just presence. It turned a simple rescue into a global phenomenon. The footage hit the internet like a lightning strike. Within days, it had millions of views. Experts argued, skeptics scoffed, and spiritualists called it a sign. But the ones who'd been there, the other rangers, they knew what they saw. It wasn't just another one of those viral animal stories. This was something ancient, primal. Something that forced even hardened scientists to use words like connection and intuition. People started writing and sharing their own overcoming stories with wildlife. Tales of rescue animals showing empathy, wild creatures acting in ways no textbook could predict. One veteran park ranger said it reminded him of a wolf encounter in Alaska years ago, where silence meant safety. It's funny how one moment captured on film can shift how we see everything. But for Cole, the most important footage wasn't what the world saw. It was what he felt and what he needed to face next. Recovery didn't come easy for Cole. Sure, his body healed, bruises faded, stitches came out, but something inside him had shifted. While others urged him to rest, he kept thinking about the bears. Not in fear, but in wonder. It wasn't just a survival story anymore. It was a calling. Something about that moment out there with those grizzlies refused to let go of him. So one early morning, against every protocol and recommendation, Cole laced up his boots and returned to the exact spot. Snow had melted, but the silence was the same. That same stillness that once held him in nature's strange embrace. He walked slowly, scanning for signs, and there they were, fresh claw marks along a tree. Not threatening, just present, like a message carved in bark. Then it happened. From the shadows, eyes stared back calm, unblinking. One of the cubs, now older, watched him. No growl, no charge, just quiet recognition. You don't need to speak the same language to feel seen. In that gaze, Cole felt a strange peace, like the wild remembered him. And deep down, he knew this wasn't over. Not even close. Cole didn't talk about what he saw that day, not with reporters, not even with his closest ranger friends. Instead, he started doing something unusual. On each visit to the site, he left a small item behind. Nothing flashy, a leather pouch with a tiny bell, a feather tied with red string. It wasn't for show. It was quiet communication, the kind you feel more than understand. Weeks later, he returned to find the pouch gone. But in its place, a pine cone freshly placed, not from the ground, but clearly offered. It was almost funny, like nature's version of a thank you note. Cole smiled. This wasn't science. It wasn't survival training. It was something softer, more ancient, like the kind of wisdom found in old animal stories passed down around fires long ago. The exchanges continued. Sometimes nothing happened. Sometimes he'd find a smooth rock, or a branch bent into an odd shape. People called it coincidence, but Cole felt otherwise. He wasn't trying to train the bears or study them. He was listening. And in a world obsessed with data and control, this kind of unspoken connection felt like one of the rarest forms of rescue, not of body, but of soul. It was only a matter of time before the outside world came knocking. Rumors had spread about the bears, the bond, the strange peace surrounding Ranger Cole. That's when Dr. Reeves showed up, a wildlife biologist with good intentions but the wrong approach. He tracked Cole one morning, camera in hand, ready to prove something to the world. But some truths aren't meant to be documented. They're meant to be respected. Cole warned him. "Don't take the photo," he said, voice low but firm. But Reeves didn't listen. The moment the shutter clicked, everything shifted. From the tree line, movement, ears twitching, eyes narrowing. The same calm cub that once watched Cole now let out a deep, low growl. The forest, once silent, turned tense. Just like that, years of fragile trust teetered on the edge. That single act reminded Cole how delicate this all was. Nature doesn't operate on our timeline or logic. The bond he'd built wasn't for likes or documentaries, it was sacred. And now it might be gone. Animal stories like this don't follow scripts. They demand humility. And when the wild decides to shut its doors again, well, you'd better hope it lets you back in. What would you do if you found yourself standing face to face with a creature of the wild one that could easily overpower you, but chose not to? Would you walk away with a new perspective on life? Or would you be stuck questioning everything you thought you knew about nature? Cole's story is a reminder that sometimes the lessons we need come from the most unexpected places. Now, think about your own life. What's holding you back from embracing the unknown? From pushing past your limits and seeing the world from a different angle? Leave a comment below and share your thoughts. What do you think Cole learned in the wild? And if you want more stories that challenge the way we see animals, the wilderness, and ourselves, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. You won't want to miss what's coming next.